So again, additional problems. I'm having a hard time keeping investment in new people that I like. In that, he's been in 2 episodes now, and I'm afraid he's dying in the 2nd episode. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Mobile Suit Gundam, Char and Sayla.
Mm-hmm.
Despite what Lessons may have you believe, episode 38.
Yeah. Well, what Crunchyroll may lead you to believe. I shouldn't believe Crunchyroll, but yeah.
Well, despite what Tamino would have you believe. He did, in fact, pay somebody to make an episode that he doesn't want people to believe exists. But much like the ET video game, we dug that shit up. It's funnier, I think, in my head. Because we went to a desert and we dug up a bunch of ET video games for the Atari. It might just be an American thing. Well, I mean, again, to remember that our audience is mostly, 41% Japan, say, 14% Philippines, probably equivalent in American. So the majority of our audience is actually in Japan, which is to say, might not understand the Atari ET video game desert situation.
I think Atari actually sold well in Japan. I think the only consoles that sold well in Japan were Japanese consoles like Nintendo and Sega.
Right. But remember, they buried it in an American desert.
Yeah, E.T. and Pac-Man or something like that. Yeah.
I think it was just E.T.
Yeah, it was E.T. I actually owned that game. And it was crap.
I don't know. I played maybe like 3 Atari games in my life.
Oh,
I had a friend that had an Atari, and I went over their house.
Yeah. I had a ton of them. It's one of those games that also they didn't have like the manual back when games had manuals. They didn't make a lot of sense either, right? So it's like, what the hell's going on here? Actually, it's a pretty simple game. You just have to get the parts for the phone, call the ship, and then leave. That's it. That's all you got to do. But
well, it's also an Atari, which means it's not visually easy to understand either. So I never got into ASCII games either. You know, like Dwarf Fortress, the original. And then when they made the remake of Dwarf Fortress, I'm like, this is a pretty cool idea, but I'm more interested in watching people play it than I am in actually playing it. Returned the game almost like immediately. But yeah, Gundam.
Yeah, things we're episode 38, so I don't know. How many episodes left? 5?
Well, I think we said 7 last time, so probably 6 now. And then we're going to watch today's, and then it will be 5.
Mm-hmm. I always do that.
Well, I mean, it's just the element that when we finish watching this series that day, we'll only have the 1 episode to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I figured out what to do with that empty slot. Would like to watch 2 episodes of something Gundam related, but don't want to jump into the next thing yet and not have done the character rankings, because remember we got to do Origin and Mobile Suit Gundam at the same time. Maybe I'll also have the third-party system thing in play that I want to start trying out, because when I want to do character rankings for the shows that I'm doing by myself, but I don't want to just do it by myself. So my idea is that I'm going to make a thing that'll let the audience also do one where all of their rankings all amalgamate into 1 ranking, and then it'll be you, or me and them for the solo stuff, but you, me, and them. So the viewers and then us.
Yeah, makes sense.
I just want interactivity. I just want to keep that interactivity flowing. Like it'll be long having started by the time this episode goes out onto YouTube or bronze tier, but silver tier patrons out there will also know that we're doing the yearly character ranking, not character ranking, yearly character popularity poll for the entire channel. Because last year, I think it was Chris Ukine from Symphogear is specifically the champion of the channel right now, which is why we have a couple of Chris Ukine emotes on the Discord. So we're going to do that for over 1,000 characters that we've watched here on the channel in the last year. And whoever wins that will then go up against Chris Ukine to see who is the channel champion. And then probably get some emotes based on whatever they did in whatever show that they're in.
Cool.
Well, this is the year of Universal Century Gundam, which means a whole ton of Universal Century Gundam characters are going to be on that list, alongside all the fucking Macross people we've watched. So those two shows are going to be going head-to-head for their characters. Plus, just so many shows.
That is true.
Anyway, I don't think there's much to say, because I guess we're getting into an acid trip. So let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I know it's a tangential thing, but on the subject of that poll that's happening, characters from shows that they've already been on the poll are not going to be on the new one.
Oh, well.
So you only got your one chance to make it. So I think Gunbuster and Diebuster were already on the list. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Gunbuster and Diebuster will also be competing with Mobile Suit Gundam. And
you did this, you did it this year, yeah.
Gurren Lagann will also be competing with all these characters. You know, Lord Genome versus Rombarol versus Akira. I'm sorry, Akira. Versus Roy Fokker versus
Isamu Dyson and Basara.
Yep.
And
technically Ronka Lee. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Random seed though. So no telling who's gonna go up against who. Technically the only character that's getting back on the board who's been on the board before is Haru. Because there's a Haru in every fucking show.
Yeah.
Well, before,
we haven't seen Haru a lot in these. Now that I notice, we haven't seen a lot of Haru lately.
3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
He was in the room with the kids in their spacesuits.
That's it.
Bright even calls out, "Is Haru there too?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's just the last time we had Haru from Retro Mercury and Haru from Gundam 00.
Yeah.
Well, so we destroyed Texas. That's just the ruins of a different colony.
Yeah, that's I think it's another Banshee.
テキサスゾーンの漂流物に身を隠し、互いの位置を確認できないまま退治していた。再開、シャアとセーラ。
I guess not only were the mirrors fucked up, but the entire weather control system must be fucked up.
Yeah, it must be dependent on the mirrors, basically.
Technically, you're not a soldier at all.
運が良かった。空気の流出が弱まってきたぞ。急いでザンジバルへ戻れ。はい、大佐。私はガンダムを食い止める。はい。でも大佐は。なら、私の心配なら無用だといつも言ってるはずだ。
I'm effectively a main character.
水星のシャア。信じています。
Although technically everybody from Origin that I thought was going to be super important sometimes like show up for one episode and die, so...
さて、この状態では先に動いた方が不利になるしな。未来、どう思う？
そうね。アムロは大丈夫。生きているわ。なぜそんなことが言えるんですか?
Oh, it turns out we're all fucking new types.
そうね。なんとなくわかるのよ。
If you haven't gotten like a lightning flash beside your head, I don't believe you.
テラミン艦長、戦力ではこちらの方が圧倒的に有利であります。攻撃を。
いかん。敵は一隻とはいえ大型戦艦だ。こちらがの
Yeah, he knows who he's fighting. He's like, I'm not stupid.
バロメルが攻撃を受けて。
裏が注意。
艦長、
君はマクベ大佐の下に長年いて何を学んだのだ。まもなくバロム司令の艦がここに着く。それまで待つ。は。
Oh man, Captain Baron was pretty cool. I don't want him to die. He's the we've got to rescue all escape pods guy.
機のモビルスーツが見えない。うかつだったな。あれは赤いモビルスーツだった。シャアかもしれないんだ。
So all you gotta do is paint something
I
red.
was just thinking that if I was Xeon, I'd just start painting random, have a whole line of automate the computer every 17th Zaku, make it red.
見つけたぞ、ガンダム。
ラナーだ。間違いない。シャアが。
You know what fucking new type powers are? Cheating is what they are.
厄介なことになりそうだ。ガンダムのパイロットもニュータイプだとはな。もう一度試してみるか。
Yeah, number one rule has to be don't get in melee range of the Gundam.
Yeah.
間違いなさそうだな。私の射撃は正確なはずだ。それをことごとく外すとは。
Yeah, just like you did when he fired at you, and you would just slide off the screen. There goes the backpack.
I just wish that we zoom around with the camera and oh, little western village, something.
Yeah.
I know Origin comes out so far after this, they might not have even thought about this shit back when this came out. It'd be nice.
読めたよ。
なんだと。しまった。
Well, that did nothing. That should do nothing either. The Gundam doesn't have nuts,
もう少し早く反応してくれ。しゃあ。
Yeah, technically, he is tumbling. You should be getting sick.
Yeah.
鳴らし運転もしないで使うと。
I guess we made this thing out of anti-beam saber technology.
Or plot armor.
Also, additionally, the my brain blinked. What do you recall? The storm that's going on around them should really be deflecting the beam weapons and everything too.
Yeah.
Should also be doing something to the beam sabers.
Yeah.
Well, then again, I would assume that doing fighting underwater would have done the same thing too, and I didn't.
Yeah.
だいぶやられたな。偽の爆発であのパイロットを騙せたとも思えんが。
Not the same way that dumbass McQueeve did with the white base.
Hmm.
Huh. Okay, never mind. Wrong guy.
この付近はミノフスキー粒子の濃度が高い上に高漂流物が多くては。
分かっている。それを承知で。
いえ、待ってください。ホワイトベースか。ジオンの高速従順です。方位08-32、相対速度0078。
よし、艦首を敵艦に向けろ。砲撃戦、用意。
I think I'd rather have Borom than Joaquin. If I have to choose who dies here, I'd rather have this guy. Boron was about taking in people in danger. Joaquin literally didn't want them at Luna 2.
Yeah.
Boron is the better guy.
ポイント A17B33 付近で戦闘号らしきものを確認。バロム司令の予定コース上です。
艦長、まさかバラム司令の。ああ、やむを得んな。全艦現地点を急速離脱、該当地点に向かう。
Well, I mean, we know Baram's not in any good way. We just saw the front of his ship get punctured.
未確認戦闘域に向かっています。しびれを切らした。セーラ、G ファイター発進だ。ジョブジョン、ガンキャノンもスタンバっとけ。ホワイトベース前進。
はい。
艦隊砲撃戦に入る。
G ファイター発進します。
So again, additional problems. I'm having a hard time keeping investment in new people that I like. In that he's been in 2 episodes now, and I'm afraid he's dying in the 2nd episode.
たった一機で攻撃を仕掛けるのか。
Yeah, unfortunately, weapons tech has advanced so far that one fighter can take on a battleship.
Yeah.
大量にミサイル接近。
アンチミサイルはどうした？
間に合いません。
Well, goodbye, Urang. You're on this ship too.
Yeah.
Guess you didn't learn anything from being with McLeave.
あっけないものね。
そうか。
Shut the fuck up.
恐ろしいものね。均衡が破れるということは。
ダメか。
Get to a fucking escape. Ah, never mind.
よし、180度回答。ホワイトベースと接近する。
Wasn't your uniform white a second ago?
ジオンか。あ、ちょっと待ってください。わかりました。マゼランタイプのようです。マゼラン。
ブライト君、中には敵の生き残りがいるかもしれん。気をつけてな。私は外で待つ。
I don't think Bright knows what outside means.
What do you mean?
He said, be cautious, wait outside.
No. We'll be waiting outside.
Whatever.
I don't.
I'm still in the mindset of Xenon's now losing the war, and I don't know what to do in my own head.
オムル、セーラ、ジョブ、バギースタンバイ。
Omar? This isn't an explosives job. I don't think these guys have any specialties anymore.
これより降下します。
I don't know, it's like Baram had like so little, right? He's like, oh, I'm the moral high ground here. We rescue people and escape us. Oh god, dead.
Yeah. Oops.
I guess at least he dropped off Zeta and Minerva.
セーラ、ジョブ、捜査に出てくれ。アムロを発見できるまで第二戦闘配置。カイはガンキャノンでスタンバらせろ。
It's just like that time he deserted.
無線の状態はどうだ？フラウ、無線の状態はどうか？
Sorry, I just dropped some acid.
He's like, what? What's going on? Whatever. Here comes the buffalo again.
ホワイトベース。
はい、こちらホワイトベース、どうぞ。
まだガンダムは発見できません。
Literally, the thing about being on the comms is that nobody else can hear. You don't have to fake like you just heard. Just pretend it. They just called.
ハヤト寂しがってるだろう。
でも、
フラウ、バンマスをすぐに上がらせろ。
Don't worry, Vamos knows every position. He's been training downstairs on the second bridge to, cover for all of you.
Oh, is that farm?
Yeah, but not one that we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
こちらセーラ、こちらセーラ、ホワイトベースどうぞ。
セーラか。
あら、クラウボじゃないのね。
ああ、今休ませた。どうだ、まだ見つからんのか。
ええ、もう少し。
Never mind. I'll call you back.
兄さん。
軍を抜けろと言ったはずだ。それが軍曹とはな。
兄さんこそジオン軍にまで入ってザビ家に復讐しようなんてやることが筋違いじゃなくて。
お前の兄がその程度の男だと思っているのか。ある程度。
Yes, yes, I do.
Not, I don't even. We call this petty.
誰なの？
Also, is this a thing you want to be
He's the one who called
broadcasting?
himself
By
as
the way.
petty.
ジンバラルの教えてくれたことは本当のことかもしれん。あのジーヤの口癖だったからな。
Those forced lessons he made us take.
ジオン様がなぜジオン共和国をお作りになったのか。それはニュータイプとして再生する人類全体の未来を考えてのことでございました。ところが急の病に倒れ、そのご臨終の際にお父上は出銀行をご指名になったのです。
Well, this is certainly different.
私ごときを次期首相にと。
Well, technically, he was laying on a bed in the middle of a giant room. Just kind of assumed he was always dead. I guess it's proving my notes from last time wrong. Okay, maybe this farm is that farm, just weirdly, wildly different. Let's forget about that other guy, though, that I killed to take over his name.
ザビ家を連邦が倒すだけでは人類の真の平和は得られないと悟ったのだ。
なぜ？
ニュータイプの発生だ。
アムロがニュータイプだから？
ニュータイプ？
うん。そのニュータイプを敵にするのは面白くない。今後は手段を選べぬということだ。
ジンバラルはニュータイプは人類全体が変わるべき理想のタイプだと教えてくれたわ。だったらニュータイプを敵にする必要はないはずよ。キャスバル兄さん何を考えてるの？
Yeah, so much explaining to do, Sayla, when you get back to White Base.
Yeah.
木馬から降りるのだ。
木馬？あのホワイトベース？
ああ、ここから地球に脱出するくらいの金塊を残していく。地球に行って一生を全うしろ。私はもうお前の知っている兄さんではない。
兄さん。
マスクをしているわけがわかるか。私は過去を捨てたのだよ。
兄さん。
Also, I'm pretending to be a different guy.
Yeah, and I killed the one person that gave me the mask to begin with, so sure.
Also, I'm exceptionally good at space basketball.
綺麗だよ、アルテイシア。お前に戦争は似合わん。僕は降りろよ。
Well, she seems to be pretty good at it.
I feel like you always say that for the guy on the radio. Castle, my brother.
ブライトどうしたの？アムロが？
いや、なんでもない。雑音がひどくてな。
Son of a bitch.
心配だな、アムロ。
I legit thought he might be recording the conversation. Nah, I'm not telling anybody about this.
キャスバル兄さん。兄さん。
I have to wonder how many people on the Federation side would even know Casval and Artesia as, like, names.
I think Casval, certainly, the eldest son of the man who founded the Sion dynasty, but they're supposed
That's
to
what I'm
be
saying,
dead.
though. They're the Federation people. Like, people on Munzo, 100% should know those names.
Yeah.
Federation people know the zombies. They might know why they call themselves Zeon.
アムロ。
ブライトさん、セイラさんがアムロを発見したそうです。自力では動けないのでガンペリで。
よし、すぐに発信させろ。
Bright, Sayla found Amro. God, she's having an eventful day.
ザンジバルタイプの戦艦が出港すると。なんだと？ガンペリーの発信は中止だ。 ホワイトベース直進してガンダムとオムルたちを収容する。
I feel like this dust storm is literally adding nothing.
一気に突破するぞ。
It didn't affect anything at all. It just it's there.
何があったのです。
ララ、私にも悲しいことはあるのだよ。聞かないでくれるか。
わかります。
ララのおかげでゲルググも回収できた。すまんな。
敵は一隻だ。よく狙え。すぐにホワイトベースも応援に来てくれる。それまで持たせるんだ。
よし、未来。発進だ。
Did they make a ship out of an asteroid?
追撃戦に移る。
No.
It doesn't look like the Zanzibar.
Yeah, it is a Zanzibar. It's just it has a lot of beam span around it.
Well, Zanzibar was the red ship before.
No, it's Char's ship.
Yeah, but I mean the Zanzibar looked like a Shive before. This looks like something else.
No, it's always been that shape.
I didn't say shape. I said it looked like a Shive. The style of ship, not the shape of the ship.
緊急の時にオムルに調べさせろ。
ブライト、爆発物じゃないらしいぜ。ただのゴミだ。ゴミ。おっとっとっとっとっと。
I mean, we know the next time on it's gold. Also, what Char said.
Oh no, what Ken?
シャアの野郎。遅かったのか。
Well, I mean, I said I'd rather Bahram lived than Joaquin, so I guess kind of got a trade-off. The wrong kid died. You remember how much of an asshole this guy was to you on Luna 2? Legit don't get the tears. I said I don't get the tears. Joaquin was an asshole. He was nice to you that last time you guys met, and that was it.
No, because he was the one that escorted White Base to the Earth, and it wasn't the same guy.
No, you keep confusing Joaquin for Lieutenant Reed.
あります。
私には検閲する権利もあるが、教えてもらえんか。トランクの中身と差出人のことを。
トランクの中身はきっと金塊だと思います。
Lieutenant Reed was also an asshole. I'm not debating that. Just Joaquin, when they first got to Luna 2, was also an asshole.
シャア・アズナブル、赤い彗星です。
そんなバカな。先の約束を
What do the other notes say?
あの優しきアルテイシア・ソム大君へ、キャスバル・レム大君より愛を込めて。
Oh, that was good animation.
キャスバル兄さん。キャスバル兄さん。
Needlessly repeated, I guess.
いや、アルテイシアは物心ついた頃からいつも兄の背中に向かってこう叫んでいたような気がする。兄の姿があった時も、なかった時も。もう呼べないのか、キャスバル兄さんと。
Sure, she could. I mean, he said he's not the same person, but he technically is.
Yeah. It is the brother that she knew is dead, basically.
No,
That's a
not
big
really,
helmet.
but hold on.
人々の知らぬ間に戦いは新しい段階に入っていった。たった一機のモビルアーマーの幻覚にも似た戦いがアムロを混乱させ、ガンダムの機能は落ちていく。機動戦士ガンダム、次回ニュータイプシャリアブル。君は生き延びることができるか。
Sorry, is it a cyborg too? Also, I say
New
Charlie
type.
Bull, but
Yeah.
that looked
Yeah.
like Big Bro.
No, because
No,
that's
sorry,
the,
not Big Brawl. Brawl. No, Brawl. Big Brawl? Remember the two people who escaped before? Yeah, it looks like that fucking thing.
it is.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
another
saying.
one.
Well, here's the thing: is before 2 episodes back when I was taking the notes, I guess now 4 episodes back technically. There was a couple of ships that were taking off from Granada, and I'm like, God, are those things too? It's like, no, they aren't, because I went back and I had to what? I did a lot of backwards research. Like, no, it didn't look the same. So that's why I'm specifically looking out for it. It's like, oh, I was looking for that thing, and that's that thing right there. Anyway, what I was trying to say before the next time on, when I said hold on, he's exactly the same guy. He didn't change at all. He's still the guy that Artesia was running up. Casval, stop! No, don't! Literally, same guy. He's still doing the same shit.
Yeah, for us, but for her,
again, same guy. Casval, no, stop! She's doing the same thing to the same guy. He's the same. They're like, I'm in a different place. You don't know about the guy that I killed to take his name. Please don't find out, or I'll have to throw you down some stairs or something.
Yeah.
You don't know I've killed everyone that it's ever found out incidentally. Yeah. Well, actually, technically, no, you guys killed one of the other guys that found out. Because you killed Tachi.
Oh, yeah.
Tachi knew. Tachi told her, and then I guess she didn't kill Tachi. She's there when Tachi died without ever knowing Tachi was there, I guess. I don't know, this is the 3rd instance of repeated character name.
Yeah.
Because you got 2 Tachis. One Tachi's a kid, the other Tachi's the Tachi we know from Origin to here. Who's the other one? It's another instance of kid name. It's not Come.
I don't know. I hope not.
No, it's an element of one of the kids that's from Doan's Island is also the same name. Anyway, now we have Flanagan. We have Flanagan Boone and Flanagan from the Flanagan Institute. Because that was the confusion when Char says, is Flanagan taking care of you? It's like, Flanagan's dead. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
You were there. Well, no, you weren't, actually. You flew off to do your thing.
Yeah.
Across the ocean or whatever.
Yeah. We never found out what they were doing. And at first was like, oh, I'm going to investigate it.
We did. He was going off to some other base where he was taking orders from yeah, I can't remember. We did it was in my note breakdown about where Flanagan and his assistant claimed that their plane was from, and it was actually a Xeon base just off of Africa where they were actually coming from. Where about to call him Castle again. Where Char was actually going.
The Malvides, I think it was.
I don't specifically remember. I just remember it's one of those cases where I had a whole note thing about it before we talked about it. It's like 7, 8 episodes back now. I don't know. Again, I think the bigger element from this episode, well, there's a number. One, Baram, I didn't want to die. He was like your moral Xeon character that even you were pointing out. Yeah, of course we save people in space. And then he came back for what?
Well, he was going to support the other fleet in order to engage White Base.
Okay, no. I don't mean in the show why he came back. Narratively, why did we write him back in just to die?
I guess because they already had the character, and so they used it.
The cynical thought in my head is that he needed 2 more words to get his card in to get paid for the series.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's all he got was like 1 line, and then boom, dead. But I certainly would have preferred to have him in the show longer than Joaquin. No, I don't have like a problem with Joaquin. Don't take it like fuck Joaquin. I remember him like Luna 2, where he does like change his mind about the White Base crew and everything by the end of that, but they wiped that out of the movies, as my understanding. So it's not even important.
Yeah.
So, and then he comes back later, and I even said that in my notes that it's his point of view that we understand more accurately how much the White Base crew has changed and developed over time, because he's our point of view from the start, and here he is again near the end. But I certainly do not understand why they cry about him. he's not like somebody they've been close. He's not anywhere near like Matilda level, where he's been this person that's been coming back and forth and meeting us on this front, or you've even been talking to.
I think
all that
it
much.
just happens to be someone else they know that also dies, and it's like, God damn it, they keep dying on us, right?
Yeah,
It's
but it'd be like if they cried and if Gop dies, right? It's like,
I think
what the
it's
fuck
more
do they
like
care?
Bright, only Bright is the one that seems to be crying. Everybody's like shocked, like, oh man.
Sure, but even then, Bright has like 3 meetings with the guy until like he doesn't like do anything impactful emotionally. I don't know. I just don't really like Joaquin that much. Again, not as a personal level, just as like he's as a character. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Again, I think it's also nature of if this series had not been, this series, and we said it before, and we kind of said the same thing with Macross as well. It kind of suffers from it got canceled, it got extended again, and it's like, okay, this part of the series feels like they're trying to cram in a lot of this stuff at the last minute. Like, oh, shit, new types. Oh, remember Char and his backstory? Okay, we're gonna do that. A lot of stuff that for example, if Char had been there more times instead of had taken that sabbatical, like for 10 episodes, 15 episodes, it could have been developed there.
I don't have a problem with the cramming in part. I think these episodes where they're trying to cram stuff in are actually a lot better. Like there's a dissonance between how the early episodes felt and how these later episodes feel.
Yeah.
To where I think if they were trying to cram all this stuff in early, it would just feel a lot more impactful. And I get that we're ramping up. Obviously, when you're actually ramping down, here's the problem. I know the turn of phrase of ramping up implies like a lot more action and shit, but I feel like where it's more like a boulder rolling downhill. We're ramping down, and that all the action is building up for that. Woo, we're gonna go flying off at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, like I'm really liking the pacing. I want to say of how we're getting here near the end. Well, thinking back towards like Time Be Still, which was like, what the fuck are we doing? I think if we made it like a top 5 worst episodes of Mobile Suit Gundam, that's like got to be my number 1. Time Be Still was so fucking boring. And you know who really pays for it? Omar. Because I'm always going to remember Omar is the bomb guy. And you know what he does? Nothing. He does jack all in the bomb-centric episode. Oh, by the way, never shows up in any of the bomb episodes. You know who solves the problem for the bombs that in Jaburo? The kids. Not the bomb expert Omar, or I guess any other bomb expert in the entire Federation military.
Yeah. You would think you have more than one.
It's just that's his one thing. And then he starts showing up to do other shit because he wasn't very good. Again, I think it's my major takeaway. Because I don't know what to think, or I don't think very much. Maybe I just need the time between episodes about the Char Sayla thing. Because again, I've been rewatching the first 2 episodes of Gundam Origin recently. I've been editing them for somebody else. And I've been rewatching it a lot, and it's just like that early relationship between them. I just see that mirrored again now, even though they're not interacting with one another. That relationship is still the same. I wish you would stop fighting. I wish you would stop trying to kill people, or don't get so close to killing people as you are. And she even says, I'm chasing the back of my brother, even when he's not around, and that's what she was doing before, too. It's the exact same relationship with different names. Well, one different name, and different sides of the war.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know why you said Earth, though. Why go to Earth?
I think it's because now CN forces are...
Go to Side 6.
Yeah, but remember what he said up to camera? It's like Side 6 exists because we tolerate it.
Yeah, and I'm a high-positioned Xeon officer. I'm tolerating it. By the way, Cameron, you're a little bitch. Do what I say. Make sure my sister's good. You know?
Yeah, but
also,
if they're losing the war, then there's no guarantee that Side 6 won't be caught up in that.
I think if you're losing the war, the one that's more at risk is Earth. Hey, remember when we were, like, winning the war and we threw a mega weapon at you? what the fuck are they going to do when we're losing the war? I guess your worry is that we're going to throw side 6 at them, but we've got plenty of, ruined sides or Banshee or whatever to throw at them. So we wouldn't need to use side 6. That would be an incredible waste. Well, because, you'd have to go, send people there versus the ruins that we just put, rockets on and aim it there. I don't know. You know what? Just tell them to go to... I guess you can't go to Munzo when the zombies are there. I don't know. Just giving her a bunch of gold and saying go to Earth just seems like a bad call. But I guess Char in recent days hasn't been making great calls. It's not like Char early on with Garma. I'm maneuvering people. I've got at least a list of people that I'm close to that I can put into the place that I need them to be. Because as the war goes bad for Zeon, Char is left with less and less options to affect things in the ways that he wants to seek revenge. He had nothing to do with Dozel dying. That's completely outside of his whole I've got to get revenge. He's taking orders from Cassilia.
Yeah.
And isn't anywhere closer to getting at her. I haven't seen any evidence that he's got any plans to get anybody anymore. At this point, he's just trying to survive too, it seems like.
Yep.
It's the element that he is close to being a main character that gives him plot armor that allows him to get on a ship and fly off and not get killed. Baram was a great character, I felt like. Or, obviously, he didn't get that much time, but I felt like he had... One, he was drawn differently than a lot of other people, which implied that maybe he had something coming. He had a different morality to the characters around him to the point where he had influence over McQueeve. It's oh, this guy's changing McQueeve's mind. Maybe he's going to be something. No, died.
Oops.
Well, I didn't like it. Joaquin comes off from the side, instantly blows a hole in the side of his ship. It's oh, that's not good. I don't know why he's not dead already. Maybe he'll survive. Oh, nope, he's dead.
Yep.
Again, the difficulty here that I've had all these thoughts about the episode, and I feel like you're holding back.
I am a little bit. I did like the Sayla, especially Sayla's take on things. She is suffering, and also that she came off clean. It's I could force you. It's yeah, I'm just gonna tell you exactly what's going on. I'm not gonna hide it anymore. Char's my brother. That's gold. Yeah, you can do whatever you want now. You want to arrest me? Sure, I don't care.
Why is Bright hiding it?
Huh?
Why is Bright hiding it? Hey, hey, Vamos, record this conversation. Something.
Yeah, I know. I think Bright is hiding it because it's sort of a kind of test of character. He wants Sayla to... He wants to believe in Sayla, and Sayla will tell her the truth. If she fails to tell him the truth, well, I gave you a chance. You lied to me.
I'm not saying and from the Bright-Sayla relationship aspect. I mean from the, hey, they're saying super important shit. Who knows what the next thing they could say might be? Record this. Then for all they know, the next thing out of Char's mouth could be, hey, we're organizing for an effort over here. Go there. You'll be safe. He could spill any war secret to his sister. Bright has no idea what the fuck they're going to say. Record this. Valuable intel, maybe.
I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't put an old deck. Doesn't make any sense. It's not like he has a huge attachment to Sayla. At best, they've been working together. They've gone past the Sayla's giving him an evil look from across the bridge every time thing now.
Yeah.
It's not like she's Mirai. It's just Sayla.
And
Sayla's the brother. What the?
And that ship got sunk.
Well, I don't think so. Not for nothing. What other options she have left?
Oh, she survives the war. She's still, I guess she is the
Childless cat
owner.
lady, Mira.
No, she's the owner or inheritor of her father's company, I guess.
I think this is an anime thing where all businesses are, they pass down to your kids. I think if like a board of directors might have a thing to say.
Or,
as it turns out that Mirai doesn't actually own the majority of stock in the company.
It's a public traded company. I can see that. Or still,
that
her
even
father's
means when you have
wealth,
Side 6, Xeon, and the Earth government.
or the wealth her father has as wealth and position. I mean,
Assuming that survived.
Yeah. Oh, seems so.
We have no evidence of that. Mirai
Cameron seemed to think so.
Cameron doesn't say anything about the wealth of her family. Cameron's talking about how his dad controls everything and he can make things safe for her.
I don't know.
Sorry, I had the fear there that you were wikiing something.
No. So yeah, it's a thing. We'll see what happens.
Sorry, we'll see what happens is always the worst way to end. Because no shit. Otherwise, the alternative is, I guess that's all we're watching ever. That was it for Gundam. I think we'll stop it there.
Yeah.
What's a good run? I have no interest in how this ends, though.
I think what also is that they seem to keep postponing Lala. Oh, Lala's gonna go to combat. Hey, be ready for combat. Are you going for? And she's like, whatever. Okay, cool. We'll get there when we get there.
Oh no, it seems like she's just interested in other shit that's going on. Again, imagine that you oh god, what was the George Clooney movie, Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yeah.
That she's going on one of those kind of journeys and everyone else around her is like fighting the Afghan war. It's just we're not doing the same things here.
No. Which is so incongruous. And I think that's where the weirdness factor is like it's not that it's there, because late 70s, early 80s, yeah, sure, space magic. But that is like it doesn't seem to fit what's going on. It's like, oh, we're still fighting this war. We're like, by the way, wait, give me another tablet. Where are my edibles? That kind of shit. Like she's leaning back in the sofa going like, I could really go for some Funyuns.
I mean, it does. I don't know. I would say it adds something, but it adds something I don't know that was necessary. Obviously, it adds something necessary that they're pulling a whole political thing now of new types are the way that humanity should be in the future. But at the same time, it's also an element of, did Amuro need a power-up?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like they're trying to explain a thing that didn't need to be explained vis-a-vis how Amuro keeps winning. In that Amuro himself is like, you can't defeat the power of the Gundam. And it's like, okay, well, then the Gundam is the power thing. So...
yeah, they want to make it about him and not the Gundam anymore.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to. I mean, I understand that Amuro is our point of view character, and he needs to feel special. So, but we've already kind of done that when Sayla got into the Gundam, and she fucking sucked at it. And it's like, okay,
but the second time she did better.
Yeah, but not as good as Amuro.
Yeah,
she couldn't even turn the radio on. I just mean that Amuro doesn't need to be great to be a point of view character. I think a better point of view character would be one that is ordinary, right? An ordinary person in a super mech like the Gundam, sure, they can win the day because of the Gundam, but outside of the Gundam, they're just a person, right? That makes their perspective better in that, oh shit, I'm not in the Gundam, I'm in danger, Versus Amuro now, which I suspect is probably going to be able to go one-on-one with Char outside of a mobile suit because he's a new type or whatever. Which means I don't feel like he's ever going to be in danger. And that's because he's a main character, because they're just piling him up with, like, shit.
Yeah, powers and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because when the idea is that we're in a real robot genre, so things should be somewhat more realistic. So I would think that the Okay, 16, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 16.
My problem here is I'm having an overlay problem with Legend of Galactic Heroes, where Reinhardt is currently 16. I can't remember who is what. So I want to say that Char is 21 and Amuro is 16. That the 16-year-old boy, if we're not doing like a power fantasy thing, then he should be like ordinary, like back when he was having PTSD and shit.
Yeah.
He should be susceptible to what befalls ordinary people, like Fra having a breakdown when her parents died in an explosion. That Amuro should be fearful of. I guess now. So I'm hearing myself now, and I'm thinking that's what we've spent all this time moving past. The fear element.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we should have the opposite problem now, is that Amuro should be like a thrill seeker. Like, he keeps getting himself into too much trouble because he's no longer afraid.
Or he's just cold to emotion, right? Like somebody who is like, I shut it all down. This is how I deal. You want me to kill somebody? I'm going to kill somebody. I
kind of feel like that's where we're at right now with the whole Fra thing, is that I'm realizing that I had been shut down this whole time. Except now, because we keep doing the fucking relationship stuff with Matilda and them.
Yeah.
That he wasn't cold, he just didn't like Fra at the time. So, wow, man, I feel like we lost out there. They could have done a real good thing with the whole I was cold on the inside because I'm dealing with my fear issues, and it turns out I pushed everyone aside. No, it turns out I was still an ordinary kid. Fell in love with the same people everyone else around me fell in love with.
Yeah. I'm like a teenage crush, really.
And I think you're basically describing what's his name? Casa? From Iron Blooded Orphans.
Yeah.
Where he just tells whatever Orca tells him to. He's fucking emotionless. I'm basically a gun. Tell me where to point.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that is that for Mobile Suit Gundam for today. Once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?